Hello everybody, today is the 15th of March and as always we're going to tell the pen story. This pen story has changed a lot of people's life and shed light into what something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So if you're ready, let's get started, okay? What is this? It's a pen. What do we use a pen for? To write. Now, there is a dog inside the room. I'm gonna wait this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably will sneakily got you this, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both are correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is correct in the dog world, and the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'd be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? Is it still a pen or a chewing toy? Or becomes almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Ishin Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the pen story, okay? So this thing is currently on the table when there is no human, no dog, or nothing to interact with. It comes back to itself and we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is actually not, it's not, nothingness, it's blackness or darkness, no feeling or nothing thinking. The emptiness is just itself when it doesn't interact with anything or anything. So that is the depth. So that is what the emptiness is about. And I want to make it very clear to everyone about it. But then how about the potential? What about it when we interact with someone or something? So now go back to the pen story, okay? So as soon as I go back into the room and I look at this become a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog look at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I comes back to the room at the very same time, and we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? Or it becomes two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing, all right. When both the dog and I come back to the room, it can become two things, two different things for me and the dog, and that's what we call the potential. So the second lesson that we have with this is that along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So we all, each of us have the emptiness, right? When we don't interact with anyone. So it just we come back to our true self, and each and everything in this entire universe will have the emptiness. But in reality, we almost constantly always interact with someone or something. So that's the reason why we always have the potential become something depending on who or what is looking at us, seeing us, what we are to them, right? And we have the power to choose what we want to become with them as well. Okay, so that is our second lesson. Now, this pen, I saw this one as a pen, right? I see this one as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is a pen itself in the dark or anything in this entire universe, we'll have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind, and everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from our mind, right? So I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to believe this one become a diamond. Okay, so please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a diamond, but not as a pen, but not a diamond? They all see it inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls us karma. When we see something that sits inside our mind, pop up, open up, and cover this, and made us see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind. So who planted those seeds into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially to other people. So for instance, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I do this palm open up and both me and my friend will see it and install a remark in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen is already been planted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and cover this and made me see it as a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over four different lessons. The first lesson is both are correct. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we also learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. And I think it's very, very important in any kind of relationship to be able to listen to each other, to respect each other, where you're coming from and what they're standing to be able to pursue happiness in that kind of relationship, okay? And the second lesson is along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone and everything around you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. And once you know that you are it's always you have the power to choose the potential to a power of what you want to become to other people, to other things, or to whatever happened to you. And that is a very, very important point in all of our life. And the third lesson is everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So we'll be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us. We don't blame anyone because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind. So that is our third lesson. And the last but very important lesson is that, so it's have two layer. It's have two layer of meaning. The first layer is that, everything come to you. It's not just coming from your wish or your dream. It's not coming from your positive thinking. It's actually coming from your action. So you have to cultivate. So how to put it like this, okay? So when you choose, lesson number two is ask you to see the potential and the emptiness, right? So when you be able to see the potential, then we have to pursue with lesson number three is that we have to know that okay, it's all coming from me, so I have to work toward it, right? So by my word, by my actions and my thoughts as well. So for instance, if we want to have a happiness, then we plan the happiness using our word or action, our thoughts to other people, helping other people to be happier. If we want to have prosperity, then we use our word or action, our thoughts toward other people, helping other people to be more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that we want, making sure that we use our word or action, our thoughts toward other people, helping other people to get that very same seed. And then for sure, when you help other people to get that seed, that will be planted securely in your mind. And one of these days, it's going to become your reality, and you're going to harvest whatever the good root from that seed, okay? And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that today actually I'm very proud of my daughters. And my daughter, she went to the basketball class session, and she come home, and then she's not how to put it, she's not when she was doing this is her second class. The first class was not a very that didn't give her the very good impression. She didn't like it that much. So she came to the second class with a bit not a bit but a lot of hesitation. But then fortunately this class and she finally made friends and had fun. So she came back home, and then she been very positive. She did all her homework. She And then she very how to put it, proactive and like goal oriented, and I feel very proud of my daughter because I know that it's not difficult, it's not easy for her to do that, but you know, being very spontaneous, being very compulsive, sometimes she have to overcome all those things to do that, and I'm very grateful for her to actually try to do that and to follow our lead, and then you know, follow our advice and get the good result out of that. So that I do believe that one thing is that, you know, you just have to be persistent. If you know that it's a good thing, making sure that you be persistent with it, you know, and try with it in different way, not one way, not one way. One way will not working, especially for your kids. But then you have to try different ways. But of course, you do it out of your good deed, you know, out of your love to your kids, and then they will eventually know that, and then they will respond. Um, be You can do a better thing than me is that be more patient and be more patient with your kids. I that is something that I really need to work on. But I think that I'm getting better, and I can see that you know, my daughter, I can see that the change it in my daughter, and I'm very proud of her. So thank you everyone for listening to me today. Thank you, Anlu, for accompanying me in the 1,000-day journey. And by me sharing with you the pain story on my lesson is something good. I would like to dedicate that to my Joe's family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my neighbors, to my clients, or to any living things in this world, or any other words with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.